Guys, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back here to another live stream, my friends. Hope everyone is having a fantastic Tuesday night. Glad to have you guys here for another update. Boy, do we have an update for you, though. We're definitely talking a lot of severe weather ahead of us here. Multiple days of severe weather ahead, starting Friday, going through Saturday into Sunday. We have a lot to talk about in this stream. But anyways, my friends, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. If you guys are just joining back here from earlier, our stream rudely interrupted earlier and ended from my internet. We love that, but we're back for another update for you guys. Hopefully it'll be a little bit more smoother this time. What's up, guys? Let's see who we got here. We have Dylan, we have Mark, we have Chris, we have Jazz, we have Abby, Silent, Tabletop News, let's see here, Thomas, Dixie, Misty, Ponderosa, Leanna, Liam, Corey, Tom, Jamison, I'm so sorry, I don't know how you say your name, Red Cyclonic. We have, of course, everybody else who is here too, just not chatting, but still hanging out. What's up, everybody? So, what you are seeing in front of you right now, this is Friday's outlook. This is Friday's risk. So, like I mentioned, everything's going to start Friday. It's going to continue into Saturday, go into Sunday here as well. So, here's Friday's risks. Now, we do have ourselves the greatest potential for severe weather on Friday. Those areas are going to include a lot of central southern Illinois, areas out here in eastern Missouri, including the St. Louis area. A little bit of western Kentucky, western Tennessee, including Memphis, kind of northern portions here in Mississippi, just north of Jackson in that 30%. We have central eastern Arkansas, including areas like Little Rock, as well as Jonesboro. Those are going to be in the heavier potential areas here. Once again, this is equivalent to a 30% chance of seeing severe weather. So what does that mean? So it basically means if you're in this area here that's in orange, and if you're in that 30% chance probability, you have yourself a 30% chance of seeing severe weather within a 25-mile radius of your location. So 30% chance across this orange color. That's a very decent, that's a pretty decent risk. I'm a little concerned, of course, here for Friday, Saturday as well, and even Sunday. Let's see here. Tom, Tropical Storm member for 6 months. I appreciate it. Saying thank you for your perseverance, Andrew. Dude, thank you so much, man. I appreciate the support. That's really sweet of you, man. Thank you, Tom. Thank you so much, man, for a half a year of Tropical Storm team. I appreciate that. What's up, Tori? What's up, MD? Hope you're doing good. I was going to ask you about how northern Indiana is looking for South Bend. So South Bend, okay, so here we go. So this is for Friday. Remember, this is what we got going on here. So South Bend being up in the north, as of now, you are not in the risk here for Friday anyways. Let's see. Okay, so you're just outside of the risk. Obviously, even being near the risk area here, it could still, allow for some storms. And given the environment, there is going to be potential even towards South Bend. I would say is possible. But as of now, from the Storm Prediction Center, you are not in the risk. Okay, so as of now, but you're just outside of it. It would not take much for that to be introduced to your area, just considering how close you are already to the risk area here. And that's equivalent to a 15% that's listed here. There is, obviously going to possibly be an expansion of lower severe weather probability. I would still keep an eye on it. And that would take place between Friday going into Saturday here overall. So, anyways, Friday's risk here, like we mentioned, goes all the way up now into southeastern Minnesota, including Rochester. You guys are inside of the 15% chance probability here for severe weather, including also portions of southern Wisconsin. And this shoots all the way down to eastern Texas and portions out there by central Louisiana. I mean, you can see this is a pretty big area, and this is just one day. There's going to be 3 days of this event here. Once again, starting Friday, this is Friday's outlook, going into Saturday, which, Saturday's outlook we're getting ready to get into, and then, of course, Sunday here as well, overall. Let's see here. Tori says, looks like Southern Illinois is probably going to have bad weather. Maybe, yeah, so Southern Illinois is in that 30% chance, which, as of right now, that's like the maximum risk they can issue. But, this is going to become a new risk tomorrow. This is going to become, a new it'll be within the day 3 range, which will make it either marginal, slight, enhanced, moderate, high. Obviously, we'll see what happens, but it's already equivalent to a enhanced risk, which is that orange area here. It's already equivalent to an enhanced risk region here. So, yeah, definitely Illinois is in the question. Now, not tomorrow, Saturday. So that was Friday. Working our way now into Saturday's risk. You can see we have another pretty big area here of a 30% chance probability zone here, for severe weather. The greatest potential for severe weather on Saturday is going to be across the areas here in the orange. Once again, this includes pretty much portions of southern Mississippi and the eastern side. Pretty much the entire state of Alabama here is in that 30% chance probability. A little bit of the panhandle, especially the western side here of the panhandle of Florida, a bit of central western Georgia, including Atlanta, is in that 30% chance probability for severe weather. And, of course, we do have, like, southeastern Tennessee here as well, including Chattanooga. You guys are inside of that risk there. So, once again, that basically means that you are, if you're in this orange here, this just tells you that you have a 30% chance of seeing severe weather, being a collective between tornadoes, large hail, damaging winds. Just in general, seeing severe weather is a 30% chance probability here in the orange. So, with that being said, if you are in the orange, within a 25-mile radius around you, there is a 30% chance of seeing, severe weather within that range. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm trying to explain this the best I can. So that is the greatest probability for Saturday. It's going to be across these areas. Now, the general risk, just the overall risk here for severe weather, literally goes up to the Great Lakes. Literally goes all the way up into Ohio. It goes up through Cleveland, through Columbus, through Cincinnati. All of you guys, a lot of Ohio is going to be in the risk here for Saturday. So to my fellow Ohioans out there, Saturday is the day you guys need to look out for. Once again, all this mess is going to start Friday. Saturday is going to be the day for you guys. Even working its way up here, even into western Pennsylvania here for Saturday here as well. West Virginia included. So, once again, a lot of areas included here. And not just from Friday's threat, but also Saturday's risk. Between those 2 days, that's a big chunk of the country, that's under the risk here for severe weather. So, once again, the yellow is a 15% chance. The orange is a 30% chance. Even if you're in the 15% chance zone, that's still a decent potential for severe weather activity nearby. So, just considering how large this risk area is, that's pretty concerning, how many people, could be involved with potential storm activity. So then we work our way into Sunday. Like I mentioned, Sunday's risk does continue on. You guys can see, for Sunday, this system will be pretty much the last day will be on Sunday. And you can actually see we do have a 15% risk here from the Storm Prediction Center, all the way from the northern side of Florida towards the Big Bend region here, shooting all the way up the East Coast through central southern Georgia, cutting through the Carolinas into the mid-Atlantic towards Virginia, Maryland, and even all the way up into New Jersey and Pennsylvania will be in the risk there. So, that's Sunday's risk. I mean, even Sunday, there's quite a bit of people here impacted or potentially impacted. So that's a 15% chance probability there. All right, let me go ahead and get to some of these comments here. Just wanted to go over everything, and then we're gonna dive into models here soon. We're gonna really get into it. Whole Atlanta metro area is under the gun Saturday. I don't even need to ask for my zip code pretty much. I mean, yeah. Saturday, yeah, like we mentioned, Atlanta is in that 30% chance probability. And pretty much the entire state of Alabama is too. So, there's going to be good severe weather potential out there. Definitely need you guys weather aware. Make sure you guys if you have a weather radio, make sure your weather radio is either charged. Some of them are chargeable. Some of them are just battery operated. Make sure you have fresh batteries for it. Make sure the thing works. Make sure, obviously you can get good reception, everything. Just make sure your weather radio is working, set to alert mode. Just get that stuff ready. Honestly, like we mentioned, in your safe spot. Say if you had to go to shelter, just know where you would go. I like to tell you guys this, that way you guys can prepare ahead of time. If possible, in your safe spot. Put important documents, a pair of shoes, flashlight, maybe some food and, non-perishable food and maybe some water and stuff in your safe spot, just so you have it. And like we mentioned, where we would say the best spot to be, during severe weather, if you have a basement, if you have a storm cellar, go there. If you do not, go to the central interior portion of the lowest floor of your home. And so put all of your supplies in that area, whether it be a basement if you have one. And I know some people do have basements in this area. Here in Florida, we don't have basements. But, obviously, if you do, storm cellar, put your stuff in there. Once again, flashlights, first aid kit, pair of shoes, helmet, honestly would be a good idea too. Weather radio, some non-perishable food, some water, important documents. That's the main stuff that we definitely do recommend that you guys do have in your safe spot here. Let's see here. Jared said, "What's up, Drew? Thanks, man. No problem, man. Glad to be here." Tabletop, you're in the 15%, man. Keep an eye on it. Sunday's going to be a Eastern Coast concern, like we just looked at here. So as we work away into Sunday, you can see, the risk rides up the East Coast. So that's a 15% chance. Still is a decent possibility for severe weather out there. Let's see here. Probably going to spend Saturday at my parents' house as they have a basement. Honestly, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Just make sure you have everything. Once again, first aid kit, weather radio, whatever. Just put it in your safe spot. That way you guys, say if a warning gets issued, if it does, then go to your safe spot, and that way you'll have everything already there. I'm just trying to prepare you guys ahead of time. Because I care about you guys. I want you guys to be weather aware and safe during this. I'm a little concerned about this event. Like I said, just considering the risk, with this system and how much area it covers. That's the biggest concern. It's just how big this storm is. Once again, also SPC did mention that there is going to be possibility for significant tornadic activity. We're getting ready to get into models here in a minute. But yeah, definitely is a lot of things we need to look out there for. Jerry says, be prepared, not scared. Absolutely. And remember, medical supplies. Jerry, I am glad you said that. Seriously, hats off to you for that one. Yeah, so it's another thing to add. Make sure you have your medication and stuff like that, in your safe spot. Once again, if you have a basement, if you have a storm cellar, put your stuff there. Just, that way if a warning gets issued, you can run down there. Obviously, if you don't, which not everybody does, then once again, the central interior portion of your home, such as like I said, an interior room, such as a closet or a bathroom, definitely would be a good spot to put all that stuff. Okay? Just make sure that you guys have that ready here, once again, before the storms do happen. And once again, like I said, this is going to start Friday. This is Friday's risk. If you're in any of these shades here, you're under the risk for potential severe weather. Obviously, we go into Saturday. That risk moves eastward as the cold front advances eastward. And these areas here are in the risk here for Saturday with the greatest probability here in the south. And, of course, like we mentioned here, working our way into Sunday, we have that cold front exiting the country, but we still have that risk for severe weather here. The last day will be likely on Sunday, all the way from northern Florida up into the mid-Atlantic, and even southern New England will be in potentially in the potential for severe weather. Let's see here. Do I think we'll be fine here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania this weekend? So Pittsburgh, yeah, you guys are in the risk Saturday. So late Saturday would probably be roughly the time you would get potential severe weather. We'll have to see. Saturday, and like I said, this does go through Pennsylvania, quite a bit of Pennsylvania, starting here for Saturday, later Saturday probably, then cutting through into Sunday, with that northern risk, that 15% going all the way up into that portion of southeastern Pennsylvania. So, more than likely you'll be fine, but, we still need you to be watching the weather, because you are in that risk. You are definitely in that risk. Let's see here. Robert says, Andrew, what do I feel about my area in Springfield, Missouri for Friday? Seems like no threat. Okay. Springfield is in the 15%. There is a threat for your area. So Springfield is in the 15% chance. Once again, that just basically tells you that you have a 15% chance of seeing severe weather within 25 miles of your location. So you're in Springfield, so within a 25-mile radius of Springfield, there is a 15% chance, that severe weather could occur, essentially. So that is that. Oh my goodness, dude. B. Wolfie coming in with a $20 super chat. Wow, dude. Thank you so much, B. Wolfie, saying, do I think St. Louis will see large tornado on Friday? Okay, so, the probability for severe weather as of right now is a 30%, which, that's a decent risk for severe weather. We'll have to see, once again, this is still an evolving risk. This is still evolving. This threat is still, the models are still trying to work it out, essentially. So, obviously the risk or the probability of St. Louis getting hit by a large tornado is relatively low. It's more likely it won't happen than it will. However, I do need you to be weather aware out there. Once again, a 30% chance probability of severe weather is about all we can tell you right now because that's what SPC has. So basically, once again, within a 25-mile radius of your location as a collective between severe weather, including tornadoes, large hail, damaging winds, there's a 30% chance that, the collective could occur within 25 miles of you. B. Wolfie, thank you so much once again for the 20. I really appreciate that, my friend. That was very generous of you. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for your support. That really means a lot to me, and it really helps us out too. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, B. Wolfie. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Am I doing zip codes? Not yet, but we will do some towards the end of the live stream. I'm just going to be every once in a while going to different locations here. Like we just looked at St. Louis. I'm not full on doing zip codes right now, but later in the live stream, we probably will do a little bit of that. Let's see here. Red Dirt says, howdy, Andrew. Haven't been present on a live stream in a while. How is the weather looking for Johnson City, Tennessee? Okay. So like we mentioned, obviously, between between Friday going into Saturday, Tennessee, wherever you're at in the state of Tennessee, there is going to be potential for severe weather. Like I said, we're gonna get more into personal forecasts here in a little bit. But just looking at it here for Saturday, you can see that a lot of southeastern Tennessee, and for Friday, a lot of western Tennessee is in that 30% chance probability. There is, like I said, some pretty good potential. And, the greatest potential for severe weather would be for a lot of those, western and southern portions of Tennessee collected between those two risks, between Friday and Saturday. Even, like I said, even if you're in the 15%, which, the entire state of Tennessee does have at least a 15% risk, Tennessee just needs to be watching between Friday and Saturday. We're still going to let it marinate a little bit with the models. Like I said, timing is still a little iffy. We'll have to just continue to see how the models, progress and, how things get handled, essentially. Let's see here. But yeah, once again, B. Wolfie, I appreciate your support. That means a lot. It really does. All right, let's see here. Double Rose says, hey, Andrew, what's the affected areas and how will Indiana be doing? So, okay. So here for Indiana, like we mentioned, later Friday, going into early Saturday, that's going to be the risk for Indiana. And you can actually see, that most of the state of Indiana is included in that 15% chance. It'll be between Friday and Saturday. So just make sure that you are watching the weather, Friday going into Saturday. Because there is going to be that potential for a bit of severe weather. All right, let's go ahead and work away into models, guys. We're going to go ahead and work on over here. So we're going to look at the GFS here first. Obviously it's good to look at more than one model. You should never really just go off of one model because it's not really the thing to do in meteorology. You need to not be biased towards one model. So we're looking at the amount of instability. Actually, something I will mention real quickly is Wednesday. We do have a little bit of a threat here across portions of like eastern Texas. Let's go ahead and bring this back up. So here for Wednesday, we do have, that would actually be tomorrow, right? Yeah, tomorrow. We do have a risk for severe weather, a little slight risk out there. Northeastern Texas, southeastern Oklahoma, western sides here of Arkansas, northwestern Louisiana, including Shreveport, is in the risk here for severe weather tomorrow. There's a 2% chance for tornadoes. The good news is that we're not expecting anything significant tomorrow for tornadic activity. So, a tornado or two cannot be ruled out. The main concerns is actually going to be just, potential for gusty wind, maybe some damaging wind gusts out of these storms, could break up into 60, maybe 65 miles an hour. And in terms of hail, we do have a hatch risk now for hail. Earlier is actually non-hatch, which that hatch risk means that there is a 15% chance in this case across the yellow of seeing hail between or pretty much 2 inches and greater in some cases. We could have some pretty large hailstones tomorrow. So that significant threat adds to the size and potential impact overall. While the probability is still the same, just the size of the hail could be a little bit larger than what we were expecting in earlier outlooks that we did have earlier today. Let's see here. But anyways, let's hop back into models here, y'all. So that's that. So we start to build in some instability here. That's not the main event here. So once we get our way into Friday, look at this. We really start building in a lot of unstable air across the country here. I mean, we really start building it in. You can see that some of that fuel for storm activity could reach its way all the way up into Minnesota, even Wisconsin. That storm fuel, that instability. We call this CAPE, stands for Convective Available Potential Energy. This is just, how much potential energy the atmosphere could have. And you can see, we do build up a decent amount of instability, according to GFS here across portions of the Midwest here for later Friday. I mean, shoot, like we mentioned, even all the way up here into like Minnesota, Wisconsin, could definitely build in some instability, overall. Now, one of the things I'm a little bit concerned about, obviously we have the fuel for these storms here. If we look at those lower level winds, look how strong they are, according to GFS here. So GFS has our lower level jet, roughly about 4,000 or 5,000 feet up, screaming to the north at about 50 to 55 knots. So with lower level winds that strong, that can contribute to some strong tornadic activity. Obviously, there's other things that's needed for tornadoes, such as, storm base height and all kinds of stuff like that. But with that being said, though, since we have the instability, we have a lot of lower level winds here, like I said, in excess of 50 knots potentially, according to GFS here. I think Euro agrees on that as well. Let me go ahead and hop to Euro. Yeah, so Euro basically is on board here as well. Showing a good 50 or greater knots, in terms of wind speeds here. So, regardless, there's going to be that potential for a strong lower level jet. Now, one thing I do want you guys to look at here. So, once again, we have all that instability. I kind of circled where that was at. So, our lower level winds are pretty much going directly northerly across the Midwest. Now, if we go up in altitude, we look at the winds in our mid-atmosphere. You can kind of see here that the wind direction changes more to the northeast. So what's happening here is as we are gaining elevation, as we go up into the atmosphere, the wind direction is changing from the north at the lower part of the atmosphere. Going up in the atmosphere, it changes to the northeast. And on top of that, it is also increasing in wind speeds. So we're having those winds increase in speed, changing in wind direction. That can create rotating potential in these storms. So, given that the wind shear that we have in effect, or potentially, present here between the GFS and the Euro, they're pretty in sync at this point. Honestly, like we mentioned here, it's a little concerning. It is a little concerning. Proxy, Category 5 membership for now 30 months? Wow, Prox, Category 5 supporter. Y'all, please give a big thank you to Proxy. Thank you so much, Prox, dude. That is, wow. Saying best and most informative 30 months for me on YouTube. Thanks to Andrew. Happy to be a supporter. Proxy, thank you so much for that. Wow. That's really appreciated, my friend. Proxy, thank you once again. You guys in chat, please give Proxy a big thank you for the support. That's really, really nice of you. Good to see you, Prox. Hope you're doing good. Once again, thank you so much for your support. It's greatly appreciated. Big shout out in the stream so far goes to B Wolfie and Proxy. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for your support. You guys are amazing. Anyway, so like we mentioned, we have that instability. We have really strong winds in both our lower and our mid atmosphere. So, that's because of that strong low pressure system that we have, really developing across the central country. That's going to really just grasp all of that warmth and all that fuel and moisture from the south and just launch it up into the country. Now, looking at that, looking at the moisture, looking at our dew point temperatures here, you can really see, especially in the south, we do have a pretty good amount of moisture here. Dew points in the 60s and greater, pretty good amount of moisture. We definitely have lower dew points here across the Midwest and stuff, but, you can still get severe weather and stuff in dew points, even if they're in the 50s. 50 dew points will work, if everything else is in line, which it is. Storms might be a little bit more elevated the higher north you go, which might lower tornadic potential, even though wind shear is still present. So, with that being said, though, in my opinion, I think a lot of the Midwest and the South is going to be some of the heaviest impacted with the storm system here. We'll see. Once again, there's a lot of people that's in the risk area here, and obviously we need to go off of what SPC is saying here. But anyways, we build in a pretty good amount of moisture. Once that low develops here, we really start to pick up a lot of that moisture coming up from the Gulf. And actually, in the opposite, we have drier, cooler air mass coming down from up north. And then that really kind of defines your cold front there. Anyways, so as we work our way further down in time here, we go our way here into Sunday. You can actually see here that we do have, like I said, a lot of that moisture building into the east. Oh my goodness, dude. You guys, Proxy just did a whopping $100 donation on Venmo even after the 30 months. Proxy, thank you so much, dude. That is so sweet of you. Proxy says, keep up the great work, Andrew, from Proxy. Proxy, thank you so much for your support. That is really, really sweet of you. Y'all, once again, please give Proxy a big thank you. That is really beyond nice. You did not have to do that, my friend. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the support. That helps me out a ton. It really does. And I'm very, very thankful for it, Prox. So thank you so much. Wow, dude. Proxy coming in with the love. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let's see. Anonymous says, I know some of us in Northern Carolina are going to feel some of this. I wonder how bad it will be. So as of right now, like we mentioned, we do have that risk for Sunday across the Carolinas. That's kind of the last day of the organized severe weather event that's going to be happening here. So with that being said, as of now, you're set at a 15% chance probability of seeing severe weather in general across the yellow here. You can see most of the state of North Carolina and South Carolina is in that 15% chance probability. So, there is much of the state included here. Obviously this is day 6. So that means that we're 6 days out, basically, until this event here. Things can still change. Things can still change, especially once that storm system works its way on land. And once that storm works its way on land, we'll start doing some observations. Weather stations, mesonets will really start picking up some crucial data and stuff like that. So like we mentioned here, overall, we do have ourselves, a pretty good, amount of potential for severe weather and whatnot. But anyways, so we'll see how this continues to hold up. As of now, like we mentioned, we do have a pretty big Pretty big risk area here, even going into Sunday. But yeah, 15% chance. Things can still change and stuff like that. We'll just have to see how the models handle it, and we'll go from there. All right. Let's see here. What about Armory, Mississippi? Okay. Here and there, we'll do a few zip codes and stuff like that. Like I said, don't flood the chat with zip codes, because we're not going to do full-on zip codes right now, but I will do a couple just to help you guys out here. So is that Amory? Did I say Armory? Amory, Mississippi. Here, let's take a look at that real quickly. I do know that there is a pretty good chunk of Mississippi that's in that 30%. Yeah, and this actually includes it as well. So you are in a pretty decent risk out there for severe weather. So as of now, you got a 30% chance of seeing severe weather here. This is Saturday's risk. So on Saturday, there's a 30% chance that a collective between tornadoes, large hail damaging winds could occur within a 25-mile radius of your location. Okay, so that is possible. That is definitely possible. And the severe weather risk, like we mentioned here, is decent. Definitely need you to be weather aware. Okay, for sure. Severe WX says, what about upstate South Carolina for Saturday late? So yeah, you can see we do actually have a 15% for later portion of Saturday, more than likely going into Sunday. For the upper portion, northwestern side here of South Carolina. This really applies for pretty much the entire state of both North and South Carolina between Saturday and Sunday. There is a 15% chance that stretches the entire states here. Obviously excluding that little sliver in far western North Carolina, where we do have that 30% chance on Saturday. But as of now, it's a 15% chance, just regardless of where you're at in South Carolina, between Saturday and Sunday, like we mentioned here, 15%. So, and obviously, that's still a couple of days out. We'll have to see, if models continue to hold up, and, we'll see if, what they look like, as we do get closer to the event here. One thing I will mention, actually, guys, is that the NAM, the North American model, is actually starting to pick up on, let's go ahead and actually bring you guys over here. We'll actually hop to the Midwest view. So the NAM, as you guys know, is the mid-range model, is actually starting to pick up some of the event here. You can see as we approach late Friday, the latest NAM, the 18 Zulu run that we have through, you can actually see we're starting to get some data from NAM here in the far mid-range model here. So, and you can see, what NAM is suggesting is, a pretty decent amount of instability, really working its way up into the country. It agrees with what the long-range models like GFS are suggesting, showing a pretty good amount of, not an absurd amount of instability, but enough to get the job done, for severe weather and whatnot. But if we look at those lower-level winds, NAM is going ham. NAM is going ham. We are seeing about 65 knots according to NAM here. Actually, some of the jet could even get up into 70 according to NAM. But don't take that too serious. That's just NAM being NAM. Anyways, but yeah, so regardless though, from all of the main models, the signals that we are receiving, GFS, Euro, NAM, we are seeing the fact that, there is really strong kinematics in this storm system. A lot of strong wind shear will definitely contribute to a decently organized severe weather event. But anyways, NAM is going ham, I tell you. Let's see here. Oversteer says, what do I think about Jonesboro? Could I go into a deep dive for that area on Friday? Let's see, 72404. Got you, my friend. Let me do that real quickly. 72404. All right, my friend. So, yeah, you're going to be in, I believe, you might be in that 15 for Friday. No, you're in the 30. Okay. Yeah, so you're actually kind of in the, in some of the greatest potential for severe weather here for Friday. Once again, that gives you a 30% chance of seeing a collective of severe weather between damaging winds, large hail, and tornadic activity. 30% chance of that occurring within 25 miles of your location there. That's about all I can tell you right now. Once again, models, they can still change a little bit, of course. There is still some changes. This is still an evolving risk. But as of now, yeah, you're in a pretty decent concern for severe weather. So definitely need you to definitely keep an eye on it, of course. Definitely. Anyways, let's hop back to the models here, you guys. We're going to bring back up here to the NAM. So, some of the best of the moisture and whatnot, supplying for the storm activity is going to be really in the south. But like we mentioned, dew points in the 50s and whatnot can still contribute to enough moisture for these storms. Regarding that tornadic probability, that tornado risk in general, I think most of that risk is going to be between the Midwest and the southern U.S., towards the southeastern U.S. I think that's where the greatest tornadic potential is going to be. Lingering concerns for damaging winds and stuff, could definitely, and especially hail too, could become a concern, even high up north, further up north. I think a lot of that tornadic activity is going to be more towards the Midwest and deep in the south here, with that wind threat and, possible hail threat still continuing, maybe even a little bit higher, like we mentioned, even in towards Minnesota, a little bit of hail, a little bit of damaging winds and stuff like that, I think could be possible. I do. And, we'll have to see. We'll just have to see. Once again, models, they're still not finalized. We're still going to have to watch and see how everything plays out. Overseer says, thank you so much, bro. No problem, man. You're very, very welcome. Glad to help out. Hey, and like I mentioned, y'all, that's what we're here for. We're here to help you guys, help keep you guys weather aware and prepared. I got your back. I got your back. And like we said, we'll do another live stream tomorrow too. We're not ending this one yet, but we will do another live stream tomorrow, as well as probably 2 live streams, actually. From this point forward, we're probably going to hold off on videos because I want to be a little bit more one-on-one with you guys. So we're going to do, just live streams until the event, of course. That way I can kind of be more one-on-one with you guys and, help you guys out to the maximum potential here, that I can, of course. But anyways, Kyle, thank you for subscribing, man. I appreciate it. And, if you guys haven't already, consider subscribing, sharing this. It'll be greatly appreciated. That way, we can help spread the word and, potentially help out more people. That's what we're here for. Hayden says, I'm in West Georgia. Should I be concerned? So like we mentioned, I think you asked me that earlier. It could be somebody else. But yeah, Western Georgia should definitely keep an eye on it, considering you're in that 30% chance here, probability-wise, for severe weather. So, we definitely need you to be weather aware. This will be for Saturday. So yeah, definitely need you to be, weather aware on Saturday. We'll keep an eye on it. Once again, things are still evolving, and if anything changes, we'll be here to let you know. What's up, Overbuilt? Hope you're doing good. Matt says, is southeastern Michigan going to have severe weather Saturday? Southeast Michigan for Saturday is not under the current SPC outlook here. Regarding severe weather. So right now, you're not in the risk for severe weather. Looking at the models, looking back at the models and stuff, once again, moisture, a lot of moisture, drops off, the higher north we go up here. According to GFS and whatnot, there could be traces of instability, but honestly, I don't think it's going to be really too much to cause anything really concerning for Michigan. To be honest, as of now,